Welcome to the Quarter Note. My name is Isaac.
And I'm Elijah. Today we're going to be talking about love. And we're going to be reading 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. And it says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things."
So, two questions. What is love, and how do we as Christians show love? How can we as Christians show love?
Yeah. And I think a big thing with love is, I think the basis, we'll start with like this, is that it's not selfish,
Yeah.
And all the things that this verse is like talking about are like other things that, aren't selfish things. They're just it's more specific.
Yeah. And love is rooted in humility. And everything that this verse describes are things that require humble. Love is patient. Patience requires humility. Love is kind. Kindness requires humility.
Yeah.
Love does not boast, requires humility. All these things, if you take the opposite of them, they are, all of them are prideful things. The opposite of patience is impatience.
Yeah.
If you're impatient, you can't wait for other people. You can't wait for this or that. You need it right then, right now, or whatever it is, Love is kind.
Opposite kind is being
rude
and mean. So
that's selfish, You can't have love if you don't have humility.
Yeah.
So that's an important thing to remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a good thing would be to break down these verses, go a little bit more in depth as to what each of these things are,
Yeah. So we kind of just, patient and kind. We know.
Patience,
Patience.
Being able to wait.
Yeah. Have the ability to, be like, I don't know, maybe trying to think of an example of like.
Yeah, let's say, something this guy's experience a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to, holy crap, I can't speak. Let's say you're getting ready to go somewhere, right? And you're looking at your watch, you're like, oh, it's getting like, we need to go, and your wife or girlfriend is still getting ready, and it's kind of like, we gotta go.
Come on.
We gotta go. Like, we're gonna be late. Listen, it's okay to be a little late,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of times we don't like to wait for things,
And I think another good analogy I just thought of, or example, is if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you waiting for marriage, that's being patient. And if you truly love that person, you're going to want to wait.
Yeah.
I know, it can be hard, but, having the patience for waiting for something like that, I mean, you gotta really love somebody to wait for something that's very important.
Very intimate.
Yeah, intimate and important. So, yeah.
And then love is kind.
I mean, come on.
This is an obvious one.
Yeah.
Love is kind. No, I mean, I feel like you can't be in a relationship and, say rude or dishonest or hurtful things to your your
whoever it is,
your partner. We'll just use the
or
term
not even
partner.
your partner, like a friend or something.
You know,
Because
yeah,
this goes also
yeah,
along with
true.
like,
Love goes beyond just a partner.
yeah, beyond a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. It's friends, family, anybody.
Random
I think
people that
that's,
you haven't
yeah,
even met on the street.
yeah. And so, you know, being patient and kind for those people, you got to.
Yeah.
And then it says, love does not envy or boast.
Envy.
Envy.
That is a tough one. Truth of the matter is, we want things.
Yeah.
We see things that other people have, and we want them.
Mhm.
Like, man, I wish I had that car. I
Yeah.
wish I had. We envy people. It's true.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it.
I think we all
I've been
envy.
envious before. It's
Yeah.
not one of my things that I struggle with all the time. I would say
Yeah.
I haven't really struggled with that at all in the
Recently.
past year or
Yeah.
so.
I used to struggle with it more.
Yeah, back when I
But
was probably in high school.
mhm,
But
yeah.
you can't love other people and be envious of them,
Yeah.
because I feel like, in my experience, when I'm envious of someone, I don't want them to have things that I don't. So then I
Yeah.
try to go, hey, play my cards right to where they don't have
Yeah.
those things, which is, awful.
Mhm.
And I can admit to that. It's something I used to do. Not anymore. No.
Yeah.
Listen, I love friends, family, and other people enough that if they want something that even I never was able to do, I want that for them. If it's going to be the best thing for them, if I truly think that it is best for them or in their best interests, like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there, support you. Maybe I wasn't able to get that for myself, but if you can, hey, amazing. I would love to help you get there.
Yeah. And so it also says it is not, or, oh, my bad, I skipped boast. Does not boast. And with boast, I mean, come on, you can't be going around. Another word for this was like brag,
Yeah.
being all chest puffed out, going up to anybody and just like, look what I have, look at this, look at that I have. That's selfish, like we said in the beginning. It's a selfish, it's all about yourself. Love is for somebody else. It's a selfless
Yeah.
action. And so, and the thing is too, is this, I want to pause on the breaking down for a second and be like, like love, like everybody, like the world, I should say, the world wants love to be la, la, la,
Yeah.
Disney
Fairy tale.
princesses and fairy tales. Yeah. No, love is much deeper than just fairy tales and romance movies and all that jazz,
And love is hard.
Yeah, it's hard
And
to
that's the
love.
things that people don't understand sometimes is
Because if all of this is love, it's very hard to do every single one of these things all the time.
It's oftentimes too, when people do wrong by you, it's hard to turn around and go, hey, I love you, even though you did that to me.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
You get into an argument or, just a struggle or something like that. It's very tough to go, hey, I love you. It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. And there's a lot of people too that give up when it gets tough.
Yeah. And one thing I just was thinking about is we're supposed to love God, right? And sometimes, or not sometimes, every time, we're supposed to be patient with God.
Yeah.
A lot of times we want things now. We want God to do things now in our life. And that's not always the case. We've talked about in the previous ones. God's not going to work on your time. He's going to work on his time. And, you know, and sometimes we're just not kind to God. We turn away from him. We want to do our own thing. And to me, that's not being kind to God, because God sent his own son down to die on the cross for us. Huge sacrifice. And, you know, and then we just like go off and do our own thing. And it's like, turn your back on them, on him.
And we go, who needs God, you know? Yeah. There's times where we go, you know what? God hasn't done this for me. I don't need him.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the most selfish things we could say, you know? God is the reason we have salvation.
Yeah.
God is the reason
why we're here.
We're here right now. God is the reason for everything in this universe. And when you really look at the big picture, we're talking about a being who is bigger than the infinite universe.
Yeah.
It's very hard to wrap your mind around, but this is God, the creator of the universe, who loves you, microscopic in comparison to the universe.
Yeah.
He loves a microscopic little dust particle. You know, that's really what we are, is a microscopic dust particle.
Yeah.
If there is a God that big and that loving of people that small, so loving that he was willing to humble himself, come down, walk among us, live among us, and die on a cross, to die the worst death imaginable, the worst death possible.
Yeah.
A God that big and that humble and that loving, why do we not love him back?
Yeah. And then to go back to the envy or boast, you know, with God, like sometimes, I mean, the first two people envied after what God had. Satan tempted them with being like, you can be like God, you can, you know, and so they were envying after what God had. They wanted what he had, but we're never going to be.
It's the same reason
God. Yeah.
Satan fell too.
Yeah. He wanted to be like God.
He was the most beautiful angel God created. And he wanted to be God. And look where that got him.
Yeah.
He didn't love God. He envied God. And now there's sin because of him.
Yeah. And, you know, or love does not boast. Like, I know we're going back over, but now we, you know, with God, like, are you going to boast to God? Or I think more with this, if, you know, I think with this one, it's more like, are we like saying we did things versus God did them through us? You know, if we have a, I don't know, talent or, you know, anything that, you know, God has given to us, are we going to be like, look what I did or look what God did? I think that's the thing with this, with being boastful too, is, you know, is that way, like, are we giving the glory to God or are we giving the glory to ourselves?
I think of that verse that George Janko brings up a lot, the one that's, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not cast demons out in your name? Great verse. You know? Mm-hmm. Jesus says, be away from me, I never knew you. You know why? Because these people are saying, I did this in your name. I did this for you. He gave you the ability to do those things, and you're going to God saying, I did this. No, God did that through you. You didn't do jack squat. God allowed it to happen because God allowed it to happen.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of power on our own. The same reason when I make music, I don't go, man, I'm so good at making music. God, you see this music I make for you? God, I make such good music for, no. Honestly, I didn't even get good at music until I started making music for God. And that's why I go, man, God is working through me and through my music.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. When people tell me I make good music, I say, no, God makes good music, and he selected me to put it out there.
Yeah.
It's like the song actually I'm working on right now. I have a line in here that says, God paints the image, I'm the guy who gets to frame it. God does the work.
That's my favorite line on the
me
song.
too. God paints the image, I'm the guy who gets to frame it. God made the image. I'm just the guy who gets to put it out there. I'm the guy who puts it up and goes, look at what God did. God did. So it's like that, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy who gets to go, look at here.
Yeah.
Look what God does.
And to continue breaking down the verses, it is not arrogant. So, I mean, we kind of know when people get arrogant, it's kind of similar to being boastful way, more prideful, I think.
Yeah.
Just, again, look at me.
This, ignorant,
Yeah.
kind of
doesn't maybe there's an exact
care about other people's things or not.
Okay, the definition is having revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities.
Yeah, kind of not caring about what other people, who other people are, I guess, thinking you're the most important person in the room, arrogant.
And with other people in this world, it's how are you going to love somebody if you think you're the most important person?
Yeah.
Same with, and then with God, God's the most important person. Come on. Simple.
Also, you guys might hear thunder out there.
We got some background ambiance for today.
It's storming a little bit, so there you go. I don't know.
God's telling us, yes.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Look at that.
It is not rude. I mean, we kind of already covered that.
Yeah, we already.
It's
when we said kind, we're like, well, it's not rude. So, be kind. I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. It's pretty obvious, You can't be rude and love at the same time,
Yeah, because rude kind of goes along with, that's kind of why they put it with arrogance, because if you're arrogant and you don't think of anybody else, you think you're the most important person, you're not going to you're going to treat others like they're lesser than you.
Yeah.
Too. So it does not insist on its own way.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, like we've talked about, when it comes to God not answering our prayers, ultimately, it's God's will, not ours. And there's a lot of times we want our way. And we act like a child. We're like, God, I wanted this. Yeah. I wanted that.
Crying for the
candy. Why didn't you give it to me? Yeah, like a baby crying for that candy. And it's like the parent going, I'm not going to give it to you. No. Yeah. You know why? Because there's a cake waiting at home with your name on it. I got something better for you. Just wait, I feel like that's the way God is sometimes. Yeah. I say there's 4 answers to prayer. A lot of people say there's 3. I say there's 4. Yes, no, wait, or I have something better in store for you.
Yeah, I think that goes along with the wait, but yeah.
Well, wait as in I will answer your prayer, but it's going to be when I answer.
Yes.
Not right now. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think that's the thing, a lot of people, we insist on, I want this, I want that, but God's like, just wait, or sure, I'll give it to you. But
Yeah.
it's on his timing. It's the same thing. We'll put it into perspective with a friend.
Yeah.
Let's say, you're trying to figure out where you want to go out to eat.
Yeah.
One friend is saying, I want to go to Applebee's. The other's like, I want to go to Outback.
Yeah.
You could just be, you know what? My friend really wants Applebee's. Let's go to Applebee's.
Yeah. Let's go to Applebee's.
Let's go to Applebee's. Eating good in the neighborhood. That's their slogan.
I know.
Okay.
You told me that before.
Not sponsored.
No.
But
if you want,
Applebee's.
I
love you, Applebee's. Come on. I love you, Applebee's.
Yeah.
That's what this is all...
No.
It's not all about Applebee's. You know what I'm trying to say.
No.
It's not all about Applebee's. It's about love. I feel like I'm just digging a bigger hole.
You are.
Yeah. Okay.
You stop right now.
Yeah. Stop while I'm
Good
ahead.
idea.
While I'm behind, actually, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I think you could kind of think of it this way. Like a lot of people want to like put their foot down and be like, no, it's not going to be this way. It's going to be this way. It's my way or the highway, buddy. Like that's
my way or the highway, buddy.
That's how a lot of people are. It's like my way or the highway,
buddy.
It is not irritable or resentful. Irritable. Some people just get so irritable.
This really irritates me, man.
Yeah.
Example. There you go.
Yeah.
You can't get like that,
Yeah.
It's
Get
love.
easy irritated. Wow. Irritated. Okay, buddy. Can't get easily irritated at others. And because then you're going to start being rude, which is also
We're all
not love.
like, let's be real. We're all quirky. We're all weird.
Yeah.
Listen, you can't get mad at people for just, being their quirky, weird self.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find this guy irritating, but I'm like, hey, carry on, bro. You do you.
Yeah. I'm going to,
He's gonna
do my thing.
do his thing.
And yeah, I mean, with more about like with being irritable, I think we can get really irritable. Wow, we can get really irritable with God. A lot of times, because that can go back to, not getting your own way.
Yeah.
Like, if we don't get our own way, or God doesn't answer our prayers right away, are we gonna be like, man, God didn't answer my prayer?
What?
Come on.
Cool.
And get irritated with him because he didn't do what we wanted him to do. And then it says it is not resentful.
Resent. That's a nasty word.
Yeah.
Unforgiving. I feel like is another way to kind of say this. Like someone does something rude to you and you resent them. You go, no. I can't.
Yeah.
No, we
Get
have
that.
to be forgiving. Part of love is saying, even though you did this to me, even though you hurt me, I still love you. I'm not going to turn my back on you just because you made a mistake.
Yeah. Another word it says is like bitterness.
Bitterness, yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, yeah. We should be willing to forgive people even when they
not
do
hold
wrong
grudges.
ways. Not hold grudges or...
Yeah.
You
I mean, you hold grudges and, I mean, you're never gonna get anywhere because, like, I feel like I did that a lot in my past, where I would just someone did something wrong to me, and I just would never forget what they did to me. And it wasn't that I like just not forget what they did, but it would be like I would always be mad when I would think about it. I would always be like, man, I just don't like that person all the time. Every time I thought about it, just like I resent that person. I just have bitterness towards them.
Yeah.
It does not rejoice at wrongdoing.
Someone makes a mistake and
Yeah.
you go,
Yeah.
thank God. Oh wait, you can't say that. If someone does wrong.
I think of like a parent and a kid. Like, if a parent truly loves their kids, they're not going to let them go and do
Reckless things.
reckless things and do whatever the heck they want. Because, they start doing the wrong thing. You're just going to let them do that, and they're going to, I don't know, get in trouble, go to jail. It's like, and I mean, with God, he does not rejoice at wrongdoing. We know that. He does not want us to, he does not want us to, he does not want to see us, try to take our own path, he doesn't like to see us steer off away from him.
Yeah.
But rejoices with the truth.
Choices
with the truth.
Yeah.
This is truth, the Bible. Not
truth.
the phone, the Bible.
The Bible.
The
That's
Bible is
in
truth.
the phone.
Yes. That is the truth. So anything that's wrongdoing is going to be anything that's against what the Bible says. So we should rejoice at the truth, or rejoice at things that people have that do right. So praise somebody when they do something that's great. Something that's like I don't know. Think of an example like someone who was on drugs and they're now like they've been clean for a long time. It's like, dude, that's awesome. You should rejoice in that. That's great.
Yeah.
Shouldn't want to rejoice at them not doing them doing drugs, because that's just not good. I mean, you're just in a way you're just like putting that person down, and you're not encouraging them. I think that's a good way to put it. You're just not gonna encourage them to do the right thing. And then on the last verse, love bears all things.
Love bears all things. Kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
Love is hard.
Yeah.
It is difficult. But persevering and loving, even when it does get difficult and when it does get hard, is what love is all about.
Yeah.
That's really like the root of this is humility.
Yeah.
Being able to accept that people are going to do wrong. People are going to make mistakes. I think we even need to think about that for our own selves too. Like, I am going to make mistakes. I am going to do wrong. Does that mean I should love myself any less? No. And I think it's great that Jesus says, love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Love everyone as much as you do love yourself,
Yeah.
And love yourself as much as you love others.
Yeah. And so it says, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things.
I think that's really been summed up throughout all this,
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, it's indented here at the beginning of this, so it's this own little section that we're reading. So this is summing it up right here at the end, saying, believes all things. I think with that, it's not saying like believes everything it hears, but you're believing all things that are true, believing the truth. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to really expand on that much, but
yeah, and I feel like just this whole episode has really just been a whole expansion on this verse,
Yeah.
So the two questions at the beginning are, what is love? And I feel like this verse sums that up.
Yeah.
Super well. And how can we as Christians love others? This verse, again, answers that question. But the root of it is humility. The root of love is humility. We have to be humble. And like what Jesus says, love others as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important.
Yeah. And I mean, before this section, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just to like summarize it, it's saying, but pretty much if you do not have love, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You could, do all these things, but if you do not love, then what are you doing it for?
Yeah. You can have all the money in the world. You could have all the cars, all the riches, all the everything.
This even talks about even having faith, but not having love. What do you have?
You could have all, everything, but if you don't have love, your life looks empty.
Yeah. And God is love, so He is the embodiment of love.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. I mean,
that's really about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole episode has just been, great to look deeper into just what love really is and what that looks like for us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys want to support what we do, we have a store. We have hats, shirts, mugs.
More to come.
More to come. Future. So that's all we're going to say about that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We love you guys. Jesus loves you guys.
No matter who you are, where you are, what you've done.
See you guys next time.
See ya. Thank you for tuning into the Quarter Note Podcast. Make sure you rate and follow, and tune in next week for the next episode.